Bonjour, Mina!
San.
Mina-san. Nous sommes SWRUManga!
Yokoso.
Yokoso! What, everybody? To our weekly Sunday...
I don't know what the Japanese for podcast is.
Nor do I know it in French, so...
Podcast.
Podcast!
Is that meant to be a French accent?
Oh, podcast! Oh, podcaster! La podcast.
That is so racist.
Is it? That's not.
I don't know.
I'm not condemning French.
Yeah.
Rather just... Anyway.
Moving on.
We're SWRUManga. We're back with your weekly Sunday podcast.
On a Saturday.
On a Saturday. Unless we upload it tomorrow, in which case it'll still be a Sunday. Unless we upload it today, in which it'll be a Saturday. So it might be a Saturday. Your weekly Saturday podcast with SWRUManga. I'm Sarah-kun. And here with me is... Sarah-chan.
A very discombobulated Sarah-chan.
We're not doing very well.
You mean you're not doing very well?
I'm not doing very well. Start, give me some cocaine! Start!
Cocaine doesn't calm you down.
Start, give me some cocaine!
You need some straight up vodka right now.
Just give me a sec. Okay.
Yeah, get high on some air.
It was some ASMR. the most violent ASMR you've ever heard in your life.
Oh my god.
Oh, let's do a segment. Let's do it now. Okay, so what we're gonna do?
Whisper.
We need to whisper, don't we? And we need to make it an auditory experience. So now I'm gonna scrape the cocaine and form it into lines with a credit card. So listen here, viewers. You feel that? And then now I'm gonna cut them into lines. There you go. And now I'm gonna snort it up into my nose, and then I'm gonna get high. Okay, viewers? Okay, you ready? Here it comes.
I had the feeling you might need to cut that out.
Nah, I'll be fine.
Okay.
It's all a deja.
Okay.
It's all in the script.
What script?
We wrote this together.
When? Was I sleepwalking again?
Okay, so basically this week we're gonna have a slightly shorter than normal podcast once again.
Yes.
Because we don't really have too much to update you guys on this time. TBH, you know. I know you might be like SMH right now, but like TBH, we don't have that much to talk about, so you know, keep it short and snappy. And you might be like IKR, LOL, LMAO, and we're just like Ruffle K. Hopefully this will resonate with any younger viewers they have who are internet savvy. LOL.
Are we
GG.
GG. What else did she say? I really want to try just like going through her dialogue.
Oh, we can do that next week.
Okay.
That'll be an incentive for them to tune in. For our viewers to tune in next week. So,
yeah, because we scared away half of them today with your snorting.
Oh, fine. they're cool. They're cool with that. That's fine.
Alright.
Yeah. So next week, special edition. Remind us. But Saro-chan is gonna do some diva quotes. Diva is a Southern Korean girl from the hit game Overwatch. And I will join her, and I will also do some diva quotes, and anyone else who I kind of feel like at the time. Maybe Little Miss French Mega Beach Widowmaker.
She's not a Little Miss in any way. What's she?
No, she is a big booby. Big booby. Mega Beach.
French Mega Beach.
French Mega Beach.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we're gonna fill you guys in on a little bit of updates with our whole artiste recruitment thing. And as you've probably noticed by now, and kind of hate us for not drawing attention to, is this big old picture that you're looking at right now, which
we're gonna explain it in a bit.
Yeah.
In a bit. It will come into play soon.
So at the moment, it looks like it's just a stationary catastrophe. And it is, don't get me wrong, but it's more than that, and we'll tell you in a bit. Anyway, so updates on the artiste thing. We are still putting together the design doc. We are going to finish it this evening / tomorrow, 100%.
Yes.
And then we are going to send an interview pack version of that to our artists. And then
we're gonna set a date for the interview. And we're gonna hold the interviews. And then we're gonna choose our final artists. Or artiste.
And yes. So yeah. Interview. Choose who good. And yeah, we'll start.
And basically, we haven't made that much progress. We're just making the interview documents.
Yeah, the interview pack, basically.
It's just finding the time to work on it is a bit difficult.
Yeah, thankfully we don't have too much planned today and tomorrow, so we will be getting on that.
Today and tomorrow.
Yes. So yeah, can we show the viewers our interview pack later on? After the
interviews.
Yeah.
Not right now.
Yeah. Cool.
And I don't think everything on that is shareable.
No, probably not. We will review.
Yes.
Anyway, so that's it.
Addressing the big elephant in the room, which is this disarray of items on the screen.
So, yes.
What is it, Sorokin?
It is a physical representation of the collective synergetic ideas that we've collaboratively come up with regarding it's the freaking town village. It's the village map. That's what I'm trying to say. It's the village map. So because we want to make sure you guys are fully immersed and all of our characters are fully immersed in our world, we obviously need to have to think about the location in which they reside. So this goes beyond just where, say, the village is in the country, continent, whatever you want to call
we need to think about the village itself as well.
The village itself and where people are located, so that we can keep that consistent and maintain that. So suddenly it's not like, oh, good morning, neighbor. Oh, it's you, Corin. And then the next day it's like, oh, good morning, neighbor. It's Midas. Yeah. Or like, good morning, it's someone else.
Yeah.
So yeah. So we are gonna brief you guys on kind of the ideas we've had. And, kind of how we're doing it. As you can see, we're using miscellaneous. So over many years, I've bought many headphones, all of which have broken. As you can see, I've amassed quite the plethora of these are only the black ones of earbuds. I have plenty of white ones over there as well.
Plenty of white ones, and I see and we've used the orange ones.
Yes.
I think you have like a blue somewhere too.
Maybe. Yes. So basically, we're using those as,
kind of indicators of where things are existing.
Yes. So as you can see, there's also a random piece of wood going across the page. And we also have some post-it notes. We also have some white, blobby, shitty ones. Shitty earbuds. And then that's a Nerf gun pellet. It's like a Nerf gun. And here's a chicken. And here's a little screwdriver.
Yes.
So,
it all makes sense.
It all makes sense, don't worry. And, yeah. Anyway, so let's get to explaining.
Okay.
First of all, the biggest thing is this wooden stick. This is our... and the screwdriver. So the screwdriver and the stick together create our wall.
Yes, it is the village wall.
Yes. Here is a gate for that, and here's the exit. It goes to a thinner forest area, which opens up to a large plains area. Here is a watchtower. Here is a watchtower, and here's kind of the degree to which they're actually looking, usually. So there's an eye there, poorly drawn. So out there, out there, out there, and here is mostly out here and out here.
And they also have a good view of everything behind as well, but they're normally looking out to the front.
Yes, exactly. Over here, this is another exit, so this goes to a thicker foresty area where you can collect berries and obviously timber, as well as, I don't know, go to
other things that the villagers use,
Yeah.
Just foraging area forest.
And over here we have another exit, which is like the stream and the water bit. And other, herbs, flowers, all that good stuff over there. Over here we have a mountainous range, which kind of covers the back half of the village and extends outwards. It's a big old mountainous bit. Here is the dilapidated castle, with the main watchtower on top of the alchemy tower, basically. So we have the alchemy tower, and you have a lookout on top of it. And behind the castle, I think we're in talks currently of having like a plains area here. Just like a large field.
Which will be the flare training ground.
Yeah, some practice area, etc. Here we have the village square. And here we also have like, it's not a built large tower. It's not like a lookout tower. It's like slightly taller than an average hut in the village, but it is also like a semi-lookout bit as well.
Yeah, it's just to kind of monitor all the people exiting and entering the village.
Yeah.
Kind of make sure they're all okay, and if they see somebody returning and they're like injured and stuff.
Yeah.
Can run to help them, or like, sound an alarm going, there's like attacking monsters nearby, we should probably be on alert. Not high alert, but alert.
Yes. Yeah. And that's the kind of landmarks we have for now. Here, these individual little buds over here. These are kind of housing, basically. So where our characters live. So over here, this chicken. Give me that. This chicken over here. This is where Remy lives. So this is Remy's house. So kind of the rationale behind why we've placed her here is that due to some of the stuff that happens, she kind of needs to be here.
She needs to be relatively close to the wall.
Yeah, close to the wall. Gate. It suits her, basically.
Yes.
Yeah. We can't really go too much into it because spoilers.
Yes.
This is Havan. So Havan's placed here because he has access to the bell. Have we talked about the bell? I don't think we have.
We have talked about that. So the bell rings every time a flare group goes out on an ops mission, and the bell rings again when they return.
Yes.
And the sort of frequency, so the way
how it is rung.
How it is rung kind of indicates whether everybody is returning safe and sound, or if anybody was lost
or heavily injured. It's like casualties, injuries, stuff like that. Yeah. So it's a happy ding ding ding. It's like a happy ding 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 if everyone's fine. And it's like a sad, slower, more mournful kind of like bell toll.
Yeah.
If it's bad news.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's used for alarm
Yeah.
It can be what we use for the alarm sounding system.
Yeah.
So yeah, Havan needs access to that, obviously. Havan is also obviously the kind of blacksmith. So he has like his own like shop here, basically, like set up.
Yeah.
And there's also like storage here for like the explosives and swords and stuff like that.
Yeah, since he makes all that stuff.
Since he takes care of it.
I just thought of something.
Yeah.
Wouldn't Havan's apprentices need to be nearby where Havan is?
That makes sense.
Yes.
So should we like dot them around? Then again, the village isn't so huge that they can't just walk it.
That is also very true.
But sure, why not? We can like, we can dot them around it. Why not? Not that many.
Because then literally
But,
he can. Because then like it doesn't mean that they need to come to Havan, and Havan can literally just be like, just call out to them and they just come out.
That's true.
Yeah. It's just because they're apprentices.
Yeah. They can be here. That is fine. Over here we have
Mikaya's hut.
Mikaya. So Mikaya, he enjoys doing his theatre stuff. So we've naturally kind of thought, well, he'd probably want to live kind of close to the village square.
Because that's where they hold the storytelling and the plays and the music and whatever.
Yeah. And because this village isn't like super large, it doesn't actually super matter exactly where people live, because it's very easy to travel around.
Yeah, because it's a population of just like around 200 people. And that's like what, 2 buildings?
Yeah, basically.
2 buildings basically.
So yeah, it's like 10-15 minutes walk across possibly, and like we said, like around 30 minutes to walk the perimeter.
And walk the perimeter, yeah.
Yeah.
That's a tiny village.
Yes. So over here we have Vidas.
So
Vidas, we have talked about Vidas and his feelings regarding where he is, right?
Yes, we have.
Yeah, so we've placed him here because narratively it would be quite interesting, because he's sort of torn between like being outside the village and inside the village.
He's not really torn though.
Well,
I mean, because
he feels like he's
very sure of what he wants. He wants to be one of this village.
Yeah.
So that's not really feeling torn. It's more of a misconstrued fear that he's not one.
Yeah. So he's actually like quite. So if we kind of narratively think of the village square as kind of like the heart of a village almost, it's kind of like where everyone gathers for all these events and feasts and all this good stuff. Having someone be living quite close to the village almost kind of narratively indicates how close they feel to the heart of the village. So that's kind of how we've gone about of thinking, where are we going to have people living, as well as having to keep in mind of like, does this actually make sense for them to live here though?
Yeah.
Like it just like, oh, narratively it'd be great for them to like live here, but would anyone live in the center of the village square? No.
Yeah.
So
they probably live just outside. Yeah.
So Vidas, he wants to be in the heart basically of the village mentality, but he's not really there, plus he doesn't feel like he belongs there. So that's why we placed him up here. This one is Corin. So Corin feels less attached to the village per se, in a sense. She still feels very strongly like she is doing all that she wants to do for the village's good in her mind. Yet through that, her way of doing that is by exploration. Therefore, we've placed her quite close to
the
exit, since she will always want to. Like her heart and ambition is like lies outside the village basically. So we placed her here. Over here we have the cast. Actually, let's go through the main first. So here is Suren. So Suren,
should we color code the circles?
Probably should. I've kind of written kind of like where.
Suren.
That's in pencil, so it's fine. I'll just write that over there. Sulen's over there because he wants a good old view of the Alchemist Tower. All of the time. He's kind of hung up about it for some reason.
Yes.
He's kind of like really into the whole alchemy shtick. he's a big fan.
He eats, sleeps, breathes, bathes.
alchemy. Basically. Yeah. And you'll find out why later.
Yeah.
It's very interesting and very, very, very interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Here we have the castle.
Really now.
The castle.
Okay.
Yes. Where flares have the option of living if they so choose. But they don't really need to, because traveling to and fro, as we've mentioned, is not that bad at all.
Mm-hmm.
So in here we have Fiore.
Mm-hmm.
We have Ignis.
Mm-hmm.
We have the other flares. So that's
not all of the other flares.
No,
just all of the white
flares.
So all the flares who have reached level white flame.
Have we talked about that?
We haven't.
We haven't. Well, okay.
Should we do that quickly now? Because we're mentioning the thing, so might as well. All right.
It's time.
Yeah.
It's time that so I can sit you down properly and we talk you guys properly through the birds and the bees. In which case, the birds and bees in this case
are just fire.
It's fire. It's fire and colors
and magic
and colors. We feel like you're ready, and it's time for you to mature, learn
more about this world.
More about our world.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
So, right. So, flare magic, because this is a bit of magic, a bit of alchemy put together.
Yep.
Flare magic. So, people inherently have so some people inherently have the ability to kind of control and produce a bit of
a little bit of fire.
And then the alchemy comes and supports that and allows them to use it as a weapon.
Yes.
With the swords and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Now, a beginner, when they initially have this power, are only able to create a low temperature, kind of fluffy looking blob fire thing, which is yellow in color.
Yeah.
And then the next level above that is orange.
Yep.
The level above that is red.
We won't unveil all of their differentiation of powers and stuff.
I know. Mm-hmm. And then level above that is blue, and then the top tier is white.
Yes.
So white is, the sharpest, strongest, blah, 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 of the bunch.
Yep.
And all the flares who have achieved level white, they must go live in the castle.
Yep. Under the supervision of Ignis
and Fiore.
I think that's good enough of a taster for now.
Yes.
It is also quite a big unveiling in some senses. A little
indeed.
bit. Yeah.
Indeed.
So,
but it's more like a mechanic than a narrative thing. Though.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a mechanic.
Yeah.
So it's okay.
Yep. So hopefully that tantalizes your guys' interest a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And with that, there are a number of white flares, Shiro flares, as we randomly call them.
As we randomly call them, because Shiro means white in Japanese.
In Japanese.
And we're a bit weeby like that.
Yes. I feel like we might need to rename some stuff, just to make them sound a bit less JP.
Yes.
Like that.
Yes.
All down the production timeline.
It shall come.
It shall come.
It shall come. Anyway, so all the white flares live.
Yeah.
There.
Plus, I think if you're a flare, you have the option of living in there anyway.
Yeah.
They do have dormitories, but you don't have to.
Yeah.
The castle is also where the village will typically evacuate.
Yes. Evacuate.
So it is a dilapidated castle, but nonetheless, it is still a castle.
The only stone structure.
The only stone structure they have.
Mm-hmm.
So it's dilapidated, but it's also sturdy. At least the bottom is.
Yeah.
So there are some big ass holes in it, but it's still defendable, and it's more defendable than if you're spread out in the village. If there's somewhat of a monster raid incoming, you can let the flares take care of it.
Yeah.
And you are to be evac'd to the castle. Yes. And do we have any other bits to cover? Oh, these guys.
Oh yes.
So these guys are alchemists.
Alchemy apprentices.
Alchemy apprentices.
Mm-hmm.
And they live close to the castle so that they can easily reach the alchemy labs.
Mm-hmm.
And they don't really interact with the rest of the village so much.
So what we're thinking is that there's going to be like a little bit of a sort of fencing here that kind of have that, differentiating that this is where the alchemy apprentices live.
Yeah, but it's not like a big old wall.
And there's like a connecting sort of tunnel here, which is this thing here.
It's like a pathway. I wouldn't say tunnel.
Okay, fine. Pathway.
Pathway. Yeah.
That kind of connects the castle to the alchemy apprentice quarters.
Mm-hmm.
And but the reason Suran lives here instead of here with the alchemy apprentice is because he is also a flare.
Yes, and he's not formally accepted as an alchemist.
Mm-hmm.
Which is, I wonder why.
No.
Don't you wonder why, SWRUManga?
Do I need to wonder why?
I'm sure you also wonder why, just like I wonder why. Just as our
because
viewers
you
wonder
so
why.
much why.
Yes, I wonder why. Are you having fun writing?
Yes.
Alchemist. Okay, cool. Flare plus alchemy. Flalchemy.
Oh god, that sounds so weird.
Anyway, I think that basically covers off a generalized plan.
Mm-hmm.
In terms of where our civilians live,
we're still trying to... They're going to be dotted around.
They're going to be around.
Yeah.
But we need to kind of have a think about where they live in comparison to where our flares, main characters
our
live.
main cast lives.
And how they interact and all that
yeah,
good
and kind of come to grips with exactly how big the village is, because there are pros and cons to having the villages be kind of spread out versus quite close together.
Yep.
So they might make a tactical decision to have some people be a bit more spread out than what we originally thought.
Yeah.
But we need to give that some more thought.
Yeah.
And think about.
And maybe we could also bring our artists into discussing
Yes.
this kind of stuff as well, which would be quite cool.
Yes.
Yeah, I think that's a pretty good overview for now.
Yeah.
I think that's good.
Hopefully you found that interesting, and like our thought track behind it.
Yeah, and maybe this will be a good kind of blog to kind of put into words as well.
Yes.
So some people who say don't watch the videos or listen to the podcast can read up on it.
Mm-hmm.
So write up of this, and we'll create like a centralized location, which I still need to do. I'm sorry.
Yes.
It's been busy. So yeah, I think that's pretty good. Do we have anything else to cover off? Did we watch a movie or something last week?
We watched Death Note.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh Jesus. Death Note, the Netflix abomination?
Yes. Okay. Can I just ask one thing though?
Yes.
If you kind of play through the movie in your head again.
Which is a living nightmare that you're asking me to relive.
Yes.
You're telling me to disembowel myself mentally once again.
Yes.
For the benefits of our viewers.
Yes.
Fine.
For the benefit of me as well, because this is a question I'm curious about.
I will endure this torture and suffering. Go ahead. My body is ready.
Yes, ready to disembowel yourself. So, basically, if you play through the movie again in your head...
Stop reminding me.
But as you do it, forget that it's an adaptation of Death Note and imagine it as a standalone movie, like we did with Ghost in the Shell.
Okay.
Yeah. So if you were to run through your head again as just a standalone Hollywood-ish movie, how does it stack up as a standalone movie?
Okay. Good question. Let's have a think about it.
Yeah. As Sorokun thinks about it, I shall just...
Doodle.
Yes.
Do you want to play Noughts and Crosses?
No, you focus on your movie thing.
Don't write any swear words or anything, right? Okay.
Oh, God, please, what do you take me as?
Here. A wild card.
Well, why thank you. It's good to know that I'm thought of so highly.
So Death Note, let's have a think about it. First major issue is that tonally it's still a goddamn trash fire disaster, earthquake, death zone of plague and poop.
I've lost the metaphor now.
It's bad.
Okay.
It's bad.
Okay.
So basically, because they try to do the horror, but then they kind of give up on the horror aspect.
Yeah,
they
did.
have the Shinigami Death God Ryuk, whatever his name.
Yeah.
Just like spooky up here. He like.
Ooh, I like how this is turning out. Looks so calligraphy.
Yes. So he or it, whatever the fuck he is, it is.
Yes.
He appears and then kind of spooks the hell out of our main protagonist.
Do you remember the screaming?
Yeah. Yeah, he came out and he was like scaring the shit out of Light, even though there's no point to doing it and no point narratively, and it wasn't spooky. It was just hilariously bad.
Mm-hmm.
Like, whilst watching it, I thought it was like a dark comedy of like, oh, this is meant to be hilarious.
Yes.
So that was very good. And it didn't really make... the plot was kind of all over the place as well.
Mm.
Because... Why would L give the real name of his right-hand man? What was his name? Like Wakabi? Wasabi? Watari. Why would he give his real name to the media and press, and whilst keep his own name?
Actually, L didn't give Watari's name to the media.
Watari.
Light finds out from his dad because his dad is working with Watari and L.
Yeah, but it's like Watari really didn't need to unveil his name or give his business card.
Yeah.
It's a bit... Yeah, and like, the whole Death Note thing is you need to know their first and last names.
Oh, yeah.
And Watari's just like
No. But again, as I said, standalone movie, not as Death Note adaptation.
Okay.
Because as a Death Note adaptation, it's an abomination. It fails through and through. Like, it hits the ground, starts digging, gets to the core of the earth, and then explodes outward in a massive...
It was digging.
Not a massive, in a pathetic split of some molten lava over the thing.
Like, in my eyes, it attempted to dig, but then it broke its fingernails on the ground. And it just kept trying to dig whilst onlookers were just very concerned and watching it. Just like, we should really tell it to stop because this is really fucking pathetic. And it just kept trying to go until its hands turned to nubs. And then it just started trying to eat the ground. And then it couldn't eat the ground either because its teeth broke on it. And then it just started throwing up. And then it tried to dig through the ground by smashing its head against it. And then it just fucking died. And it's just really overall pathetic.
Yeah, as an adaptation.
Whilst it shouted, I will reach the center of the earth, just watch me.
Yes. Now, as a standalone movie.
Yes. It's still not very good.
It's still not very good. But
it probably just like it committed seppuku. Thinking that its blood would soften the earth that it was trying to dig through.
That's not how you spell Fiore.
Fioreigh, F-I-O-R-E-I-G-H, I believe. Fiore.
No.
Yeah, it's fine.
No.
No?
What?
I know, it's buggy as all hell.
What? Okay. Yeah. Now keep going.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I was right.
Like I said, viewers, wild card.
Yeah.
And not clumsy silly person. Wild card. Quotation marks.
Yes. I'm as wild as they get.
For sure.
Yes.
Yeah, it wasn't very good. Basically, Light's character was deplorable, and it wasn't a cat and mouse kind of. There was no real drama.
That's again looking at it like Death Note's adaptation,
Dang it.
not as a standalone movie. Because as a standalone movie, forget that it's meant to be a mental psychological thriller. As a standalone movie, they've made it.
It's like a B horror flick.
Yeah.
Garbage. Just like whatever. It's time to kill my brain cells for an hour and a half. It was okay, I guess. None of the characters really resonated, and oh my god, the girl was so fucking annoying.
Yeah.
So
she basically got off of killing people.
Yeah, it felt like, once again, it felt like a dark comedy because they were like making out and like
coming up with a hit list.
And coming up with a hit list of people to kill.
Yeah.
And we're like canoodling in bed whilst like we're murderers. I love you. Oh, let's kill this person.
Yeah.
Which is not very.
Mm-hmm.
You already treat them like protagonists. I suppose they're somewhat of anti-heroes, but even then they're so just boring and shit.
Also, you know how in that bit where Ryuk is like, oh, if you're gonna write my name on it, the most everybody has ever gotten to is 2 letters. But fucking right in the beginning of the movie, when he opens the diary, it says, don't trust Ryuk.
Oh my god!
It's right there at the beginning, where he got
I mean, it might be misspelled, I guess. It might have a silent... I don't know.
No? No, he said his name has 4 letters in it.
Yeah. I mean, I'm like...
But then again, I guess it's
I also don't
because
see why
I'm
you
guessing...
can't just keep writing the same name to... R-U-U-K. Nope. R-U-Y.
No, I mean... Maybe it's something like, because it was written in the rules page, and it wasn't just his name to kill him off, it was a sentence that don't trust.
And maybe his name is like French, so one of the U's has an accent on it to throw off anybody.
Oh god.
Or you need to write it in a special font, possibly.
Maybe.
That'd be quite funny.
Because he's the
You can only kill me in Calibri. Was that Comic Sans? No, not this time.
Papyrus is the only way.
you have to draw it in hieroglyphics. That'd be far more funny.
Yeah.
Basically, it's a bad movie. Don't watch it. It's terrible. It's just not very good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I have...
Well, how about you? What do you feel about the movie? Since you don't actually remember that much about the original Death Note. Plus, I don't think you
haven't seen the original
Yeah,
Death
exactly.
Note.
How did you feel about the movie?
Thing is, even though I haven't seen the original Death Note, I've heard and read enough about it to kind of know what it was meant to be about.
It's kind of hard to go into the Death Note movie without any prior knowledge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I still think it's very poorly written.
Poorly shot.
The shots were fine. They were just kind of comical. Like that scene where she's falling and there's this fucking romantic ass song playing in the background.
That's
just
terrible. Yeah, it was like they were trying to do like a goofy movie.
Yeah. And freaking... The way they establish her character is so fucking dumb. Because everybody's like cheerleading and all cool and everything.
Oh my god, that's so funny.
And she's just kind of standing there in her pose.
Oh my god.
Like, how are you maintaining your balance?
No. She was the head cheerleader who gets lifted up by a pyramid of other cheerleaders. Mm-hmm. And she's standing at the top with her arms crossed, looking grumpy. I am the edgy female protagonist. Yeah. Grumble, grumble. I'm so not into this. I'm so not into this cheerleading shit.
And the thing is,
and then after they calm down,
she suddenly has a cigarette in her hand.
Out of nowhere, she has a lit cigarette that she's just puffing away on, and all the other cheerleaders around her are still mid-routine. And they're not like, where did you get that cigarette? How did you light that cigarette? You were 3 foot in the air 2 seconds ago. Where the fuck are you going? We're mid-practice. What are you doing?
Where the frick is the cheerleading? Where's the manager?
Where's the coach?
Where's the coach?
What the fuck is happening? Dear
And
God.
like, as she walks past them, she like blows outwards. I'm like, you just puffed that into like a gazillion people's faces.
Yeah,
and they're
and
not even looking at you.
They're just like, whatevs. Tee-hee. We're cheerleaders. We're here to establish she's a cheerleader.
That makes total sense.
Yeah. She walks off.
That's how you establish character, people.
Yeah, as she's walking off, she specifically looks at Light, who's sitting there minding his own fucking business, and looks him in the eye
and does
intently.
And does the little coy little smile.
The coy little smile. And then later on, she's like, do I know you?
No, she doesn't say
No.
that. No, he's like, oh, you know me. As in,
Yeah.
like, and she's like, yeah, I know your full name. It's like Turner.
Yeah, and it's like, why? You have no chemistry between you two. You have nothing. You never talk to. This doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
She just approaches him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So as a standalone movie, still very bad.
Still very
But
bad.
not as bad as an adaptation.
Yes.
As an adaptation, this.
It's just
Like
another one to
like-
throw into
like-
the trash
No,
pile.
like as an adaptation, I don't care that Light is white, and I don't care
Yeah,
Elle is
it's all a
black. I
matter
don't
of-
care that Mia is her name Misa?
Yeah, it's
I don't
Misa.
care that Misa's character is essentially Light's character from the original in this. Because in this movie, they made Mia the more manipulative and kind of psychotic one.
Yeah, I guess. Sort
That-
of.
Kind of. I don't care about that. What I care is that the essence of the characters are maintained.
Yeah.
So, who they are as a person, and the message of the story is maintained.
Yeah, and the main theme.
That was not done.
And kind of the main tone
Not even
and
close. Literally, like, they shouldn't have called this an adaptation. They should have just said, oh, we're going to take the Death Note premise and make our own movie. At least that way
It's
people
like
would have...
like our reimagining.
Yeah, reimagining the Death Note universe in America, if an American kid got it.
Yeah.
Like, I think people would be a lot more accepting of that, because that is essentially what it was. They took the Death Note premise and made their own thing.
Yeah. Basically, yeah.
Yeah.
They should have just changed all the names and everything and just been like, these are new characters.
Yeah.
Well, just another bad adapted anime into a movie to throw on the trash pile, along with all the rest.
Yeah.
Yet to see a good one, to be
Mhm.
honest. Anyway, don't think we have too much to...
Sorry. I thought you had that on the other screen.
I know, it always pops to this screen anyway. It's fine. Anyway, I feel like
That's
probably enough. It's been 40 minutes.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
that's it from us from today, and over here, as you can see, is my masterpiece. Am I not Picasso? Michelangelo? What other big name Italian artists are there? Van Gogh? He's not Italian though.
No. Isn't he?
No,
I don't know.
he's not.
He's from Holland, I believe.
I believe so.
I'm so bad with remembering people.
I remember there being a bit on QI where they're going, how do you pronounce Van Gogh's name? And they were like, Van Gogh or Van Gogh. And I'm just like, what?
Mm.
I can't remember.
Yeah. Anyway. Thanks for joining us.
Yes. I hope you liked our, introduction to the village itself.
Yep.
And where people live and how we got to where we got to.
Yep. And good luck to our artists in future when we send them this. Here you go.
We will be sending them this precise
This
picture.
exact picture.
And with no other instructions.
No other instructions. Here you go. We expect this back tomorrow. Thank you.
Can you please
Goodbye.
draw the village for us? Bye-bye.
Bye.
Yeah, you don't get paid if you don't do it.
Yeah. Good luck.
No other extra instructions. No questions.
No. Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining us. Sorry that this podcast was a bit of a mess.
Yes.
In some ways.
A whole lot longer than what we were planning it to be.
Yeah, but hopefully you enjoyed us being silly.
Yes.
So that's cool.
Well, sorry, couldn't being silly anyway.
Yes. It's cause I'm tired and I'm hungry.
Oh.
I'm kind of peckish.
We should get some food then.
We'll get some food later.
Let's get some food.
Cool. Anyway, thanks for joining us. Hopefully you'll join us next time to find out more about us. Once again, join us on SWRUManga.com. That's spelled SWRUManga.com. That's our website. You can also find us on YouTube. Hopefully you're watching us through YouTube. Yeah.
Yep.
So
also
just
follow us on Twitter and Facebook.
So that's at SWRUManga on Twitter. And on Facebook we have a group. So you can literally just search up SWRUManga and you'll find us. Links are in the description below as usual, as well as our opening and outro songs as usual. You'll find them in the description below.
Yes.
Please subscribe. I mean, obviously.
And follow. Definitely go to SWRUManga.com. And we will see you next time.
Bye-bye.
Bye.